Voya robustus, or Voya for short, is an extinct horned crocodile that was endemic to Madagascar. It lived during the late Pliocene and Holocene between about as far back as 9,000 years ago and lived as recently as 1,300 to 1,400 years ago, according to fossil evidence. First discovered in 1872, the beast was named for the distinctive horns on their skulls. Since their discovery, they have been classified as several different families. The relationship between the Voya and crocodilus, true crocodiles. These well-supported trees conflict with recent morphological systematic work that has consistently placed the Voya in Osteomalidae, dwarf crocodiles, and kin, and provide evidence for likely homeoplasty with true crocodiles. Examples being cranial anatomy and snout shape. The close relationship between Voya and crocodilus lends additional context for understanding the biographic origins of these genera and refines competing hypotheses for the recent extinction of the Voya of Madagascar. After almost 150 years of controversy, scientists, which finally solved the classification mystery surrounding the extinct horned crocodile and determined exactly where the cryptic crocodile belonged, family tree of life. In a new study, researchers from the American Museum of Natural History in New York City used DNA analysis to shed light on these ambiguous reptiles and determine whether they belonged in their own unique group. They were about 5 meters long or 16 feet. It was similar in size and build to the large male Nile crocodile. But despite this resemblance, its closest living relative is actually the much smaller dwarf crocodile. The remains of the Voya, which include skulls, vertebrae, and osteoderms, the bony armor plates on the skin that are also sometimes called scutes. They are classed as a subfossil, which means that they have not been completely fossilized. It had a short and deep snout and chunky limbs, adaptations associated with a more terrestrial lifestyle than most modern crocodiles. This suggests it was specialized for hunting its prey on land rather than just at the water's edge. Much like modern horned crocodiles, its particular prominent horns were probably used for territorial displays and may have been sexually dimorphic feature, with big mature males having large horns. The Voya did not have a pair of horns that grew from the back of its head that were actually extensions of their squamosal bone, one of the most rearward positions of the skull. These horns are often seen in other crocodiles as well, which has led to the more common term of these species and genre being called horned crocodiles. The Voya shared its habitat with a number of other large animals, including giant tortoises, elephant birds, dwarf hippos, and several lemurs. It is unclear what exactly the cause of the extinction was. It might have been due to the arrival of the invasive Nile crocodile, or more likely the arrival of the first humans on Madagascar as late as 2,500 years ago, either from being directly hunted or due to large native species it preyed on also going extinct around the same time. According to the research, however, natural climate change also may have played a role. Some recent studies have indicated that some parts of the island became drier. This could have benefited the newly arrived Nile crocodile and made the island more inhospitable for the endemic horned crocodile. The Nile crocodile is known from modern Madagascar, but there is some debate concerning whether the Nile crocodile and the Voya coexisted in Madagascar at the same time, or if the Nile crocodile colonized Madagascar to fill a predatory void left behind by the disappearance of the Voya. At this point, either theory is plausible.